ngempela ukwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani ngami.
Please.
Brother.
This is my daughter.
Beth uzokuthola uxove yonke into.
Ngiyayifuna.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ASR, African Stories Realized. This is our weekly review of Adulting Season 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Episode 8 picks up at Zithulele's place where Mpho was picking up the boys for school when Steve appeared wearing a robe. An angry Mpho confronted the couple, insisting that he decides who comes and goes in his house because he's the one paying for it. Mpho summoned the elders for a meeting where he reported Zithulele for bringing her boyfriend around his kids in the house he's paying for. However, in a meeting with their banker, it was revealed that Mpho had fallen behind with the payments on the house and had only 2 days to pay the 50,000 on the bond. Shortly after, Mpho met a woman named Naledi in the complex where he lives, with the two immediately flirting and later going on a date. The couple got to know each other, but Mpho denied having any kids as his new flame invited him to join her on her birthday trip to the Portuguese islands. Mpho consulted with the gents, and Eric insisted it would be selfish of Mpho to go on a vacation with a stranger instead of paying the debt he owes on the house that his kids live in. However, Bonga encouraged him, insisting Mpho is free to do what he wants with his hard-earned money now that Zithulele has moved on with Steve. When Mpho dropped his kids off at Zithulele's place, she reminded him that he was on the clock to pay the 50,000 he owes on the bond for the house. However, the following day, Mpho's bags were packed as he joined Naledi on her trip to the Portuguese islands, running from his responsibilities. At Eric's place, he received a call from Nkumisa's school claiming he still owed money for school books. Minkie then came to him with a plan for a heist, insisting she had an inside man who could help them steal unregistered cars. But an unimpressed Tiki Tiki laughed in her face and went to see his mentor for a job. However, his mentor insisted that it was still too risky with the cops watching them, and Tiki Tiki had too much heat on him, making him a liability. Eric went back to Minkie and apologized for doubting her, revealing that he's desperate to make some money. The couple pulled off the heist and came home with a bag full of money, poured it out on their bed where they started making out. Meanwhile, Vuyani and Beth's meal was interrupted by an unexpected visitor, Beth's daughter, Mpumi, who immediately started flirting with Vuyani. She later arrived at the club where Vuyani introduced her to the gents, who were all in agreement that she was all over Vuyani. Vuyani tried to stay strong as she continued tempting him by the pool and later in his room where she explicitly asked him when they're going to hook up. At Bonga's place, he continued giving Nkanyezi the silent treatment despite her efforts to get close to him. He repeatedly pushed her away, hinting that something was wrong as Nkanyezi began to panic. Nkanyezi questioned Bonga about his recent attitude, forcing him to reveal that he knew she was taking birth control pills behind his back. Nkanyezi tried to apologize and defend herself, but the betrayal was too much for her husband. A heartbroken Bonga went out for a drive where he cried his eyes out, and the episode ends with him returning home, proposing a divorce, which Nkanyezi accepted might be for the best. It looks like that might be the end of Bonga and Nkanyezi. It's been refreshing to see the vulnerable side of Bonga as he revealed his motivation for wanting to have children, to be a better father to them than his father was to him. It was a powerful confrontation, and Mtembu's done well to portray what Bonga's been going through all season. I like that Bonga actually gave Nkanyezi an opportunity to come clean before he confronted her about her betrayal. There's still a few episodes left to save the marriage, and I don't know how, but I have the feeling that Nkanyezi might end up pregnant. Somehow, someway, I think she might end up pregnant by the time the season is over. Now let's give Vuyani a round of applause. I think he did well to resist Mpumi's advances, but for how long can he keep it up? She was throwing herself at him all episode, but I'm impressed with Vuyani's restraint. Maybe he really does love Beth, cause that's a line it seems like he really doesn't want to cross. If he sleeps with her daughter, she would never take him back. This episode revealed a lot. Tiki Tiki and Minkie may be getting set up for a Bonnie and Clyde type of ending, or Minkie will somehow end up taking the fall for Eric. Either way, somebody's gonna end up dead or in jail. Ironically, Eric was actually the voice of reason today, advising Vuyani and Mpho against making bad decisions. Unfortunately, Mpho didn't listen. I thought episode 6 was rock bottom for Mpho, but I was disappointed when he lied about having kids. The worst part is he made a big deal about controlling who comes and goes at Zithulele's place, only to find out that he had fallen behind on payments. And the fact that he does have the money but he's choosing to go on vacation with the girl he just met is crazy. If they don't pay for the bond in time, Zithulele and the kids could get evicted from their home. And even if Zithulele wanted to pay it herself, or Steve wanted to help, it can only be paid by Mpho, who they won't even be able to reach as the deadline gets closer. There's 5 episodes left, which means we're almost at the end. Adulting has stayed true to itself from day one, and I expect them to build up to a fitting finale. Adulting Season 3 is streaming on Showmax every Saturday, and we'll be back next week with another review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ASR for the love of African filmmaking and storytelling.